Imagine standing at a bustling intersection in a metropolis of 10 million people, yet the air is surprisingly quiet, and the traffic flows like water around riverstones. This is not a utopian fantasy, but a mathematical reality unfolding right beneath our feet. Across the globe, asphalt and steel are quietly merging with silicon and code, creating an invisible nervous system that feels the pulse of the metropolis. We are witnessing the birth of the sentient metropolis, a place where human design meets automated intelligence to orchestrate the chaotic symphony of millions of lives. For centuries, urban planning was a static discipline of drawing lines on paper, pouring concrete, and hoping the resulting structures could withstand the unpredictable tides of human behavior. Today, that paradigm has fundamentally shifted. We are forging a binary bridge between our physical environment and digital realms, examining how a city breathes, consumes, and moves in real time. This intertwining of human ingenuity and machine logic is transforming traditional urban landscapes into highly responsive smart cities, fundamentally altering our daily existence without us ever needing to look up from our screens. The sheer scale of modern urbanization demands this evolution. By 2050, nearly 70% of the global population will reside in urban areas, placing unimaginable strain on legacy infrastructure that was never designed for such density. Human engineers alone cannot monitor every leaking water pipe, every congested off-ramp, or every surging power transformer simultaneously. We require a partner capable of processing millions of data points per second, finding patterns in the noise, and making micro-adjustments before a minor bottleneck cascades into a city-wide gridlock. This is where machine learning enters the urban equation. Machine learning is a branch of artificial intelligence that allows software applications to become more accurate at predicting outcomes without being explicitly programmed to do so. In the context of traffic management, these algorithms ingest an endless stream of data from road sensors, GPS signals in our smartphones, and traffic cameras. They do not just see cars, they see velocity, density, and historical trends, calculating the optimal moment to change a traffic light from red to green to maintain maximum momentum. Think of the traditional traffic light as a metronome, blindly ticking away on a fixed timer regardless of the reality on the ground. AI-driven traffic systems, by contrast, act like a jazz conductor, constantly improvising based on the instruments playing in the room. When an ambulance needs to cross town, the system can instantly clear a corridor of green lights ahead of it, while gently rerouting civilian vehicles to parallel streets. This dynamic responsiveness reduces idle time, cuts greenhouse gas emissions, and gives countless hours back to commuters. Yet, the machine does not operate in a vacuum. Human traffic engineers define the overarching goals for these systems, deciding whether the AI should prioritize reducing carbon emissions, maximizing overall speed, or ensuring pedestrian safety during school hours. The algorithm's impact echoes through the streets, but the subtle human oversight fuels its ethical deployment. It is a profound collaboration where we set the destination and the values, and the artificial intelligence plots the most efficient path to get there. Beneath the streets, an even more critical optimization is taking place within our power grids. Managing energy has always been a delicate balancing act. Electricity must be generated at the exact moment it is consumed, or the grid risks catastrophic failure. Historically, power companies relied on crude estimates, firing up massive, polluting peaker plants just in case demand spiked during a hot summer afternoon. Now, AI integrates deeply into the energy infrastructure, introducing a level of precision previously thought impossible. The societal implications of this shift are staggering. By predicting energy demand with pinpoint accuracy, artificial intelligence allows cities to seamlessly incorporate renewable energy sources like wind and solar, which are notoriously unpredictable. When the AI forecasts a drop in wind power, it can automatically signal smart thermostats in thousands of participating homes to cool down by a single degree, shaving off peak demand without a single resident noticing the difference. Leading research institutions and companies like DeepMind have demonstrated that applying advanced algorithms to national energy grids can reduce the energy required for cooling vast data centers by up to 40%. When these same neural networks, computing systems inspired by the biological brain that learn to perform tasks by considering examples, are scaled up to manage the power of an entire city, the environmental and economic savings become monumental. The machine learns the city's habits, anticipating the morning surge of coffee makers and the evening glow of televisions. But what if the system optimizing our lives is forced to choose between conflicting priorities? Imagine a scenario where the AI must balance routing power to a hospital during a severe winter storm against maintaining the traffic grid that allows emergency workers to reach that very same hospital. These are not merely technical glitches, they are profound moral dilemmas encoded into silicon. The friction between maximizing efficiency and ensuring human safety reveals the fragile edge of our digital reliance. This brings us to the shadow side of the smart city, the insatiable appetite for data. To manage traffic and energy so flawlessly, the AI requires a panopticon of sensors, cameras, and digital checkpoints. Every movement, every fluctuation in power usage, and every commute is logged and analyzed. The ethical challenge lies in determining who owns this granular map of human behavior. Privacy advocates rightly question whether the pursuit of a frictionless commute is worth the surrender of our anonymity in public spaces. Furthermore, there is the persistent risk of algorithmic bias, where the AI might inadvertently favor certain demographics over others based on flawed training data. If a city's historical data shows faster response times to affluent neighborhoods, a poorly calibrated machine learning model might perpetuate or even exacerbate that inequality by prioritizing maintenance and traffic flow in those same areas. The digital pioneers set a course for efficiency, but ensuring equitable distribution of that efficiency requires constant, vigilant human intervention. We have faced massive urban disruptions before. The introduction of the automobile in the early 20th century required tearing up cobblestones, inventing the modern highway, and completely reimagining the human relationship with distance. The integration of artificial intelligence is an infrastructural shift of the exact same magnitude, though largely invisible. Instead of pouring new concrete, we are layering a digital consciousness over the old, turning dumb steel into responsive architecture. In this new era, the role of the urban planner is evolving from an architect of physical spaces to a curator of digital ecosystems. They are no longer just designing intersections, they are designing the parameters of machine behavior. This requires a deep, multidisciplinary understanding of sociology, data science, and civil engineering. The bridge between the human mind and the algorithmic processor is where the true resilience of the future city is forged. To handle this immense data load without dangerous delays, cities are increasingly relying on edge computing. Edge computing is a distributed computing paradigm that brings computation and data storage closer to the sources of data, rather than relying on a distant central cloud server. By processing traffic camera feeds directly at the intersection, the AI can react to a child chasing a ball into the street in milliseconds, a reaction time that a centralized cloud system could never guarantee. This localized intelligence fundamentally alters the fabric of emergency response and public safety. When a water main breaks, acoustic sensors embedded in the pipes detect the specific frequency of the leak, and the edge computing node immediately alerts the central system while simultaneously adjusting surrounding valves to isolate the pressure drop. The city heals itself, or at least applies a digital tourniquet before human crews even dispatch their trucks. The real challenge lies in bridging the gap between cutting-edge technology and centuries-old infrastructure. New metropolises built from scratch in the Middle East or Asia can embed sensors into their foundations, but retrofitting London, New York, or Paris requires a delicate touch. We must teach advanced algorithms to interface with Victorian-era sewer systems and mid-century power grids, translating modern digital commands into mechanical actions that aging physical infrastructure can actually execute. As we look toward the horizon, the intertwining of these systems will only deepen with the widespread adoption of V2X, or vehicle-to-everything communication. In the near future, autonomous cars will not just navigate visually, they will constantly converse with the traffic lights, the road surface, and the municipal power grid. A self-driving electric taxi will know exactly which charging station has excess renewable energy available at the lowest price, routing itself there during off-peak hours. This level of automation demands a profound psychological shift from the public. We are being asked to place our physical safety and our civic stability into the hands of algorithms we cannot fully comprehend. Trusting the invisible machine becomes a daily act of faith for the urban citizen. We step into autonomous transit, we rely on AI-managed heating during blizzards, and we assume the invisible hand of the smart city will catch us if we fall. Consider the difference between a traditional city and a smart city as the difference between a library and a search engine. A traditional city holds all the resources you need, but you must manually navigate its static corridors to find them. A smart city anticipates your query, organizing its resources dynamically to meet you exactly where you are. It is a shift from passive habitation to active, continuous dialogue between the citizen and the environment. The economic ramifications of this active dialogue are transformative. By drastically reducing energy waste and minimizing the hours lost to traffic congestion, smart cities unlock billions of dollars in economic potential. Small businesses benefit from more reliable supply chains, while municipal governments can redirect funds previously spent on inefficient utility management toward education, healthcare, and community development. The invisible optimizations of the machine translate directly into tangible human flourishing. Yet, this hyper-connected efficiency creates a new vector of vulnerability. A city that runs entirely on interconnected algorithms is a prime target for cyber attacks. If a malicious actor were to infiltrate the central traffic management AI or the predictive energy grid, the resulting chaos would be far more devastating than a traditional physical blockade. Securing the binary bridge is no longer just an IT problem, it is the absolute foundation of modern national security. We must also ensure that the benefits of the smart city do not become a luxury reserved only for the wealthy enclaves. If AI infrastructure is predominantly deployed in high-income districts, we risk creating a profound digital divide in urban living quality. The true measure of a smart city's success is not how efficiently it moves luxury autonomous vehicles, but how effectively it improves public transit, energy access, and safety for its most vulnerable populations. And this is just the beginning of our urban evolution. As quantum computing, a revolutionary technology that uses the principles of quantum mechanics to process complex data exponentially faster than classical computers, matures, the predictive capabilities of citywide AI will become almost clairvoyant. The city will not just react to a storm or a traffic jam, it will simulate millions of possible futures simultaneously, continuously steering the physical world toward the most optimal, harmonious outcome. Ultimately, the story of the smart city is not really about the sensors, the algorithms, or the data centers. It is the story of human ambition finding a new medium. We are teaching our concrete jungles to think, to feel, and to adapt. By forging this binary bridge between human urban planning and artificial intelligence, we are not surrendering our cities to machines. We are empowering our environments to care for us, ensuring that the metropolises of tomorrow remain vibrant, sustainable homes for the generations to come.